Hello everyone, welcome to Homeschool, and this is our final topic on our chapter, The Language of Chemistry of ICSE Class 9. See, in our previous videos, we have discussed lots of basic aspects that are very much important to understand chemistry topics further. Okay, and especially the balancing, and taught you a super trick on balancing also. And please do visit description area where we have previous video links in it. Check it out, get strong with the basics, and then come to this video so that you can understand perfectly. And those who have not subscribed it, please do subscribe our channel to learn chemistry in an easier way. And I would be covering the entire syllabus of ICSE class 8, 9 and 10 as well. Okay, so let us quickly go into the topic. And today we are talking about the most interesting aspect of chemistry called atomic mass. We are discussing something about atomic mass or relative atomic mass. Relative atomic mass. So normally, what do you mean by atomic mass, guys? Atomic mass is nothing but mass of one atom of an element. What do you mean by atomic mass? Mass of one atom of an element is called atomic mass. Okay, can you all imagine getting one atom out of an element? Say for example, I have imagine this is one piece of metal, say sodium piece I have now. So in this one piece itself, you will have crores and crores of atoms, isn't it? Crores and crores of atoms you would be having in this one piece, small piece. Okay, and how do you separate that one atom outside to check the weight of that atom? Atomic mass is nothing but mass or weight of one atom. And to know the mass of one atom, you should first separate the atom from an element, no? One small piece of sodium itself may contain crores of atoms. So among the crores, how do you separate that one atom? It's practically not possible. Practically, separating one atom out of an element is not possible at all. But we can indirectly find the mass of one atom by various experiments. Okay, and you no need to learn about all those experiments now. Okay, scientists have already found the mass of single atoms of all elements, okay, and they have put up in a periodic table so that conveniently we can use for our studies. But this is the story I am talking long back, the story of long back. Okay, so that point of time what scientists have done is they have conducted so many experiments, okay, on various elements, and by indirect methods they found the mass of an atom. Okay, especially initially they got to know the mass of hydrogen atom. Okay, scientists have done lots of experiments and they found mass of one atom of hydrogen. Okay, by lots of circles, you know, they found the value as 1.67 into 10 to the power of minus 24 grams. Just see the number, guys. How small is the number? Yes or no? 0.00. After 24 zeros, you know, 167 will come. Yes or no? Such a small number. Such a small number. Okay. And also they found mass of one atom of oxygen was 26 into 10 to the power of minus 24 grams. Okay, you see the numbers 10 to the power of minus 24 in the sense what? 0.000, 24 zeros will come. Such a small number. Okay, and this is how every element's atoms mass they found. Initially, they found hydrogen atoms mass and oxygen atoms mass. Okay, and you know, for most of the studies that come in chemistry, we use atomic masses. Lots of calculations will be there by using atomic masses. Okay, if the number is such a small number, our further calculations which we do with the help of atomic masses will become more difficult, no? Yes or no? When you are doing some calculations on some concepts with the help of atomic masses, if the numbers that we use is such small numbers, it leads to lots of confusions. Yes or no? To study some other concepts where we use atomic mass, isn't it? So to avoid such confusions, in the process of finding the mass of one atom of any element by indirect methods, by experimental method, is highly difficult process actually. Okay, so that is the reason what scientists thought is, they thought of finding atomic mass in another way. Okay, so that is what we call relative atomic mass. Okay, scientists started observing about the relative atomic mass, in the sense they will take one element as the reference. So with the reference of that element, they will find the atomic masses of other elements. Say for example, I have a chalk piece in one hand and a duster in another hand. Okay, and I can feel chalk piece is much lighter and duster is much heavier in comparison to the chalk piece. Okay, say this hand I feel more lighter, this hand I feel more heavier. Okay, that means we can compare and tell our duster is having more weight compared to the chalk piece, isn't it? Say anyway, if you want to know the mass of this duster, that is the weight of this duster, there are two ways. One is you will keep the duster on a weighing machine and you will find the exact value. And the other way is I can compare the weight of this duster with the weight of a chalk piece, and I can give you approximate weight of a duster with respect to a chalk piece. Yes or no? Say for example, this chalk piece weight is 5 grams. Suppose chalk piece's weight is 5 grams. Okay, and I will just try to analyze by checking the weight. I mean, by feeling the weight of a duster, I can say that maybe the duster is 100 times heavier than the chalk piece. This is my feeling. I am holding chalk piece in one hand, duster in another hand. Okay, I can just feel myself that duster is about 100 times heavier than chalk piece. Then I can also talk about the mass of duster like this. Okay, I can say that mass of a duster is 100 times, mass of a duster is 100 times heavier than mass of chalk piece. Mass of chalk piece. Yes or no? So duster's mass is 100 times heavier than the mass of chalk piece. Okay, then according to the chemistry, what I can say is mass of duster is 100. Mass of duster is 100 with respect to chalk piece. With respect to chalk piece. Okay, so in chemistry, I don't need to keep this duster on a weighing machine and find exact weights. I can able to guess the mass in comparison to another substance, keeping that as a reference. Yes or no? Now I am keeping chalk piece as a reference, guys. Okay, so with reference to the chalk piece, I am telling this substance is 100 times heavier. So the mass of the duster here is 100 grams for me. Okay, it may not be exactly 100 when you keep it on a weighing machine. Just for our assumptions are like this in chemistry. Okay, its original mass may be varying. Approximately it may be 2 or 3 grams more than 100 or less than 100. That is secondary. Okay, but here just in relative to the mass of a chalk piece, I am talking about the mass of a duster here. Okay, got to know? So here for me the duster's mass is how much, guys? 100. Unit you leave it. About unit we will talk later. How much is the mass of the duster here? What is the digit, guys? 100. Why? Because our duster is, I am feeling it, 100 times heavier than the mass of a chalk piece. Okay, so in a similar way, now I am taking this particular duster. Okay, I want to talk about mass of this duster now. Okay, then what I can say, this duster, I am feeling that it is just 2 times heavier than a chalk piece. Okay, so how do I talk about the mass of this duster now? The mass of this duster is 2 for me. 2 means what? It is 2 times heavier than the mass of a chalk piece. It is 2 times heavier than the mass of a chalk piece. Clear, everybody? So all elements atomic masses have been found like this only. They kept one element as a standard, okay, and they compared the masses of every other elements. They compared the masses of one atom of every other element and how many times heavier than the reference element. That was the atomic mass they took. Clear, everybody? So this is what, this type of masses we will call it as relative atomic mass. Okay, so here I cannot say the mass of the duster. I have to say the relative mass of a duster is 100. Okay, relative mass in the sense what? In comparison to some other guy. You are talking about the mass in comparison to some other guy. Okay, then that mass we will call it as relative mass. Clear, everybody? So what happened here was, the scientist decided to take hydrogen atom as reference. Hydrogen atom as reference initially. Okay, so like, you know, studying about every atom and conducting experiments and finding their weight and getting such small numbers. If you have such small numbers, you know, calculations, further calculations of some other chemical concepts using atomic masses will become very much difficult. So that is the reason they thought of going for this method to find the relative atomic masses. Okay, so to find the relative atomic mass, something should be there for reference, no? So here for talking about weight of dusters, I took chalk piece as a reference. In a similar way, hydrogen atom, they took it as a reference. Okay, and they found that they, like, when you take this guy as a reference, you must know the mass of this guy, no? Yes, so the mass of hydrogen was considered as 1 AMU. Okay, AMU means atomic mass unit. What is AMU? Atomic mass unit. Okay, so this is the unit. Say we have to mass, we have a unit called grams or kgs. Yes or no? For weight, we have a unit kg, grams, like that. Atoms are very small, no? We don't measure them in grams or kgs. Okay, we want much smaller unit. So that much smaller unit is AMU. That is atomic mass unit. Okay, so scientists altogether found that mass of one atom of hydrogen is 1 AMU. Mass of one atom of hydrogen. Remember, AMU. Okay, then this is what the reference. Say they had one atom of hydrogen which is weighing 1 AMU, and in other side they took atoms of another element and they found how many times these guys are heavier or lesser than hydrogen. That number itself they considered as atomic mass. Okay, got to know, everybody? Say for example, they took imagine 1 AMU hydrogen atom is there in my hand. I have oxygen atoms, okay, and these oxygen atoms are 18 times heavier than this hydrogen atom. So that is the reason the atomic mass of oxygen is 18 AMU. Okay, what do you mean by this 18 AMU, guys? This oxygen atom is 18 times heavier than the hydrogen's atom. Okay, and we say atomic mass of nitrogen is 14 AMU. So what do you mean by this 14 AMU? So nitrogen atom is 14 times heavier than the atom of hydrogen. Okay, we know the mass of one hydrogen atom, that is 1 AMU fixed. Okay, with reference to that 1 AMU of hydrogen's atom, we are talking about other elements' atomic mass. Okay, so we say atomic mass of oxygen 18 means 18 times our oxygen atom is heavier than hydrogen. If atomic mass of nitrogen is 14, we say 14 times our nitrogen is heavier than hydrogen atom. Okay, so these masses we will call it as relative atomic masses. So in our chemistry, we will find relative atomic masses only. Okay, and these relative atomic masses itself was put up in the periodic table. So whatever mass we discuss, say we discuss sodium atomic mass is 23. 23 means what? Sodium is 23 times heavier than one atom of hydrogen. Okay, so this was what the concept adopted by the old scientist. Okay, but the problem is they took hydrogen as a reference, yes or no? But hydrogen has 3 isotopes, guys. There are 3 forms of hydrogen in our nature. Okay, 3 forms of hydrogen is available in our nature. 3 forms of hydrogen. First one is hydrogen, which is having atomic mass 1. Second one is deuterium, which is having atomic mass 2. And the third type of hydrogen is tritium, which is having atomic mass 3. Mass is different. Okay, so hydrogen atomic mass 1, deuterium we can write it as D also, atomic mass 2, and tritium atomic mass 3. Okay, so when we take average atomic mass, again average atomic mass is calculated by different means. Anyway, that is not there now. Okay, so when we do their average atomic mass, we get a value around 1.008, guys. Okay, we are not getting one whole number as 1. Initially, they thought that they took hydrogen's mass as 1 AMU and they found every other element's atomic masses, no? Okay, but here we have a problem. If you consider hydrogen as a reference, its mass is not 1 AMU. When you take average of all the 3 isotopes, you will get mass of around 1.008. Some decimal points you will get. Okay, where again it will be a problem, no, to find the relative atomic masses of other elements. Yes or no? If you have one whole number, it is easier to talk about masses. It is easier to use them in calculations also further. Okay, but if you have a decimal number, again it leads to inconvenience and it is uncomfortable. Okay, so that is the reason they cancelled taking hydrogen as a reference. So they dropped the idea of taking hydrogen as a reference, and so there came a new element which is acting as a reference, that is carbon. Okay, why basically they took carbon as a reference is because carbon is the abundantly available element. Okay, so and carbon compounds are too many in our nature. Carbon is not very much reactive also. Okay, so carbon has some special property. So that is the reason they took carbon as the reference instead of hydrogen. Okay, so now we will discuss the relative atomic masses with respect to the carbon. Okay, so what they thought of taking was 1/12 mass of one atom of carbon. They took it as a reference, guys. Okay, so 1/12 mass of one atom of carbon was exactly 1 AMU. Okay, and that too, if you take mass of one atom of carbon, it is 12 AMU. Okay, so they can't take 12 AMU as a reference. They can't take one atom's mass as a reference because you see the digit, it is much higher. Yes or no? If the reference itself is 12 AMU and you are comparing other elements' mass with respect to the reference, so their numbers will become much more bigger and it may lead to confusion during calculations. Okay, so if the value is one whole number, that to a smallest number like 1, it is more convenient, no? Okay, so that is the reason 1 by 12th parts mass of one atom of carbon they considered as a reference. Okay, say for example this is one atom of carbon. Okay, so divide it into 12 parts: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, 12 parts. Okay, so all together, all parts together will weigh around 12 AMU, guys. Okay, and one part, if you see, one part's mass, if you see, you know, 1 by 12th part mass, if you see, it is 1 AMU, right? So this part they considered as a reference. Okay, so this small part of carbon's mass they considered as a reference. So which is that part? 1 by 12th part of a carbon's mass. How much is it? 1 AMU. So this they took it as a reference, guys. Okay, say for example, in one hand 1 by 12th mass of that 1 by 12th part of carbon is there, okay, whose mass is 1 AMU. In another hand oxygen is there. Okay, I am comparing the mass and I felt that oxygen is 18 times heavier than this 1 by 12th mass of carbon. Okay, so that is the reason oxygen's atomic mass is 18. Okay, and chlorine's atomic mass is 35. Why? Because our chlorine is 35 times heavier than the mass of 1 by 12th part of carbon. Okay, so that is the reason chlorine's atomic mass 35. Like that, every other element's mass was found with reference to the 1 by 12th mass of one carbon atom. Okay, so how much is this? 1 AMU. Got to know? So previously scientists used hydrogen as a reference, thinking that hydrogen atom itself has a mass of 1 AMU, but later they came to know that it is not 1 AMU, it is 1.008 AMU, where if you have decimals and all, it is difficult for the calculations, isn't it? So they dropped that idea and they came to know that mass of one atom of carbon is 12 AMU. So that one small part, 1 by 12th part, if you see, it will be 1 AMU, isn't it? So they considered 1 by 12th mass of one atom of carbon as a reference. Okay, and here you need to learn two formulas here. So what is the formula? Formulas as well as definition also. Relative atomic mass with respect to hydrogen. Relative atomic, what is relative atomic mass with respect to hydrogen, guys? That is relative atomic mass, RAM in the sense, relative atomic mass is equal to mass of one atom of any element divided by mass of one atom of hydrogen. Yes or no? They thought that mass of one atom of hydrogen is 1. Okay, so mass of one atom of an element, if it is 18, then what is relative atomic mass? 18 AMU is the answer. Yes or no? So this is a formula that you have to remember for relative atomic mass with respect to hydrogen, guys. Okay, and relative atomic mass with respect to relative atomic mass with respect to 1 by 12th part of carbon. 1 by 12th part of carbon. How do you write its formula? Relative atomic mass is equal to mass of one atom of element divided by 1 by 12th mass of one atom of carbon. One atom of carbon. Okay, so both the formulas, try to remember: relative atomic mass with respect to hydrogen, relative atomic mass with respect to carbon. Okay, and now we will move for relative molecular masses. Okay, coming to the molecular masses, what do you mean by a molecular mass? Mass of a molecule. Say for example, hydrogen. Okay, hydrogen's mass, you know, hydrogen's mass in the sense what? One atom of hydrogen will weigh around, imagine, 1 AMU. Okay, so similarly H2 means what? Molecule here. Okay, how many atoms of hydrogen is there? 2, isn't it? So 1 plus 1, 2. So 2 AMU is the molecular mass of H2 molecule. Okay, so similarly oxygen atoms, one single atom's mass is 16 AMU. Okay, and O2 is now a molecule. Its mass, if you want to find out, 16 plus 16, that is 32 AMU. Okay, so molecular mass is nothing but sum of the atomic masses, okay, present in a molecule. What do you mean by molecular mass? Just molecular mass. I am talking about just molecular mass. Okay, so molecular mass is nothing but sum of the masses of all atoms present in a molecule is called as molecular mass or molecular weight. Okay, say if you want to know the mass of H2O molecule, H2O is not element. Okay, so it is a molecule. This molecule is formed from 2 atoms of hydrogen and 1 atom of oxygen, isn't it? And how do you find its mass, guys? And to find the molecular mass of a molecule, you must know atomic masses of all elements. Okay, we know how atomic masses have been found. They are called relative atomic mass. With respect to carbon, they found mainly. Okay, and those values, every element's values have been put up in the periodic table. Okay, the elements atomic masses you must know. Then just apply the atomic mass, do the sum, do the addition of atomic masses of all atoms present in a molecule. Then that will be the molecular mass. Okay, now let us find out the molecular mass of H2O. Hydrogen's atomic mass we know 1. How many atoms of hydrogen we have? 2. So 1 into 2, right? Plus one more element we have, oxygen. What is its atomic mass? 16, guys. So it is 2 plus 16, how much? 18. So 18 AMU is the molecular mass of water. Okay. So similarly, can you find the molecular mass of carbon dioxide here? Atomic mass of carbon is how much? 12 AMU. Plus atomic mass of oxygen is how much? 16 AMU. Into how many atoms of oxygen is there? 2. Okay, so how much do you get here? 44 AMU you will get. Yes or no? 44 AMU you will get. 32 plus 12, it is 44 AMU. So this is how we find the molecular masses practically. Practically, to calculate something else, if you want molecular mass, this is how we calculate. Okay, in a molecule we will find out how many atoms are there, their atomic masses we will add and we will tell it as molecular mass. What do you mean by relative molecular mass? Okay, relative molecular mass is the mass that is found in comparison to the mass of 1 by 12th part of carbon atom. Atomic mass of any element you found by taking 1 by 12th part as a reference. Similar way, molecular masses also can be found by taking 1 by 12th part of carbon as a reference. Okay, clear? So that is theoretical way of telling molecular mass. What is theoretical definition? Relative molecular mass is the mass of a molecule by taking carbon 12 as a reference. Okay, just like atomic masses, their molecular mass. But practically speaking, calculation of molecular mass is this way. Okay, so this is what more useful for you for the further concepts. Clear everybody? So anyway, more than the definition, try to remember this concept. This is how we calculate molecular mass of water as well as carbon dioxide. Okay, just by adding their atomic masses we find the molecular mass. Okay, now keeping this molecular mass calculation in our mind, let us study about percentage composition in the next video. Okay, if you like our concept, please like, share and subscribe our channel for more updates. Thank you so much.